Hello, wonderful beings. Welcome to Wheel of Wisdom, episode number 111. And for those of you who don't know me, I am Anisha. I am a psychologist, a mindfulness meditation teacher, and an aligned life coach, meaning basically I help women live in alignment with what matters most to them. So that's about me. And I would love to know about you. So drop in a hi, share with me from which part of the world you are. And then we can soon begin with the live. Hi, Lisa. Welcome. So happy to have you here. Yeah, it's Sunday, right? Okay. So it's a weekend for you. Thank you for spending your time with me. I love having you. And how are you doing, by the way? Are you able to hear and see me fine? Can you confirm or can anyone else confirm? Is my audio and video fine before we even continue with this live? Okay, thank you, Lisa. And I'm happy to hear that you're good. And I hope that you leave a heart full of joy after this live as well. So, as you know, hi Brenda, good morning. um I'm happy to have you here, Brenda. Are you joining us for the very first time or have you been here before? Lisa says audio and video both good. Thank you, Lisa, for letting me know. It's always nice to have the technical things, working fine so we can dive into, I don't know, the deeper stuff. Oh, it's your first time here, Brenda. Then thank you for giving us a chance. And I hope that you receive whatever it is that you need from this live. And it's nice to hear that you're happy to be here. So to give Brenda and anyone else who is joining for the very first time, an introduction, an overview of what we do here before we actually get started with the live. Um, Deb says, Good morning. Good morning, Deb. Welcome back. It's so nice to see you here coming back day after day. It means a lot that you're gaining something out of these lives. And I love how you all are welcoming Brenda with an open heart. Okay, so the overview of this live, right? So usually we start these lives with a meditation around 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Okay. And we do a meditation on the quote that you see when you open Insight Timer. So we, dive deeper and soak in the wisdom of that quote that comes to you because that is the wisdom right in front of you. So why not take it in? Why not reprogram your subconscious to install that wisdom within you? Um, Hi, Caitlin. Caitlin says Grand Rising from New York, friends. Thank you for joining us, Caitlin. Yeah, so I was just giving an overview. So after the meditation, once we are feeling like more open, more receptive, our vibrations are raised, then we move on to receiving that higher wisdom. And we do so by spinning a wheel. So we have a wheel of wisdom, and that wheel contains the name of a lot of transformational books that I have came across in my own journey. We spin that wheel randomly chooses a book for us. We open the book, then we play a game where I ask you guys to choose a number, and then I choose a number, from all the numbers that you guys share, and then we do a reading based on that. So it is like a very quick overview, but I will like share more details when we get to each part. Okay. So I hope that this gives you an overview of what we do here. And now I'm wondering, are you guys ready for today's meditation? And if you are, type ready in the comments, or if you cannot comment, then you can just press the heart somewhere here or around your comment section. And then we can begin with the meditation. Once you are settled in a quiet place. These days, whenever we are about to start with the meditation, my throat, start getting a little hoarse. I don't know why. Mhm. Okay, Caitlin says ready, my friend. Wonderful. And what about other people? Are you guys ready? You can type R or simply, press the heart button. So I know that you all are settled, and then we can begin with the begin with the meditation. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah. Find a posture that feels effortless. As you settle in this posture, let your eyelids grow heavy as if they know how to close all on their own. So, allowing them to become heavier and heavier until they finally close. And as your eyes are now closed, know that you can always return to full alertness anytime you wish. But for now, let's dive deeper. In a moment from now, I am going to count from 5 down to 1, and with each number, you step deeper and deeper into relaxation. 5. Feel your forehead soften, releasing any tension. 4. Your jaw unclenching, letting your mouth rest naturally. 3. Your shoulders drifting gently away from your ears, loose and free. 2. Your arms and legs sinking comfortably and becoming heavier. So, feeling your arms and legs sinking into the surface beneath you. 1. Your whole body is relaxed. Every single muscle and nerve of your body is at complete ease. And as you find yourself in this deeper state of relaxation, you notice before you a door to your subconscious mind. Allow yourself to visualize the size of this door, the shape of this door, the color that this door has, the texture on this door, letting all the details of this door become vivid and clear to you. And as you begin to gain a clear picture of this door to your subconscious mind, you look down. And as you look down, you notice a mat, a welcome mat before the door. This mat carries a piece of wisdom that wants to enter your subconscious mind. So allow yourself to step onto this mat, and as you step on it, you receive a message. The problem is not enjoyment. The problem is attachment. You hear this message loud and clear. The problem is not enjoyment. The problem is attachment. And as you sink and as you let this wisdom sink in, you also see this wisdom because enjoyment is like holding a butterfly lightly in your palm, marveling at its colors while it rests on your palm. And as you notice all the vibrant colors of this butterfly and the gentle wings, you feel a sense of warmth in your heart, and that is enjoyment, whereas attachment is closing your fist around it, trying to keep the butterfly with you forever. So, this wisdom is inviting you to savor the pleasant experiences without grasping onto them. So, welcoming the pleasure, letting it nourish you, and then allowing it to move on when it's time. So, as you take in these words, as you take in these words of wisdom, you notice that the door of your subconscious mind is now wide open, as if it is ready to let go of all the old and unhelpful beliefs and replace it with this wisdom. So, from this point on, you will let go of all outside noises and listen only to my voice. Everything I say will help you feel wonderful in every way. So, to let this wisdom take root within you, we are going to repeat gentle affirmations. I will repeat each affirmation 3 times. For the first two repetitions, simply listen and let those words sink into your subconscious. And on the third time, affirm that truth. Affirm that truth silently in your mind by repeating the statement after me. So let's begin. You allow yourself to enjoy life fully without needing to hold on. You allow yourself to enjoy life fully without needing to hold on. And now repeat after me. I allow myself to enjoy life fully without needing to hold on. You savor moments as they come and release them with gratitude. You savor moments as they come and release them with gratitude. I savor moments as they come and release them with gratitude. You can enjoy the present without fearing loss. You can enjoy the present without the fear of loss. I can enjoy the present without fearing loss. You embrace impermanence as a natural part of life. You embrace impermanence as a natural part of life. I embrace impermanence as a natural part of life. You honor your desires while releasing the need to possess or control. You honor your desires while releasing the need to possess or control. I honor my desires while releasing the need to possess or control. Now, take a moment to notice which affirmation resonated the most with you, or feel free to create your own. And once you have chosen an affirmation, then I invite you to place one or both your hands on your heart and softly repeat that chosen affirmation 3 times, but this time out loud from your mouth. With each repetition, imagine the words entering your heart like planting seeds in rich soil, and know that these seeds will continue to grow within you. So I'm going to stay quiet for a few moments, giving you the space to repeat that statement 3 times. You did great. And now it's time to return. So allow yourself to close that door to your subconscious mind. And now, in a moment, I am going to count from 1 up to 5. At 5, you may either choose to open your eyes, feeling refreshed and ready for your wonderful day ahead, or you can simply drift into a peaceful sleep if it is time to rest for you. 1. Awareness returning to your body, wiggling your toes and your fingers. 2. Feeling the air on your skin. 3. Becoming aware of the sounds around you. 4. Drawing in a deep, nourishing breath. And 5. Opening your eyes whenever you wish to, or simply floating into deep sleep. Welcome back. Remember that you are a powerful creator and you create your own reality through your thoughts, through your words, and through your actions. So, we honored the first two in the meditation, and now it's time to honor the final one, which is creating your own reality through your actions. And the perfect first step towards it, a powerful step towards it, is to write that affirmation that you chose that was based upon today's wisdom in the comments. So it can be an affirmation that mentioned in the meditation, or it can be one that you created on your own beautiful creative expression of that wisdom that you want to carry forward in your life. So I invite you to, share that in the comment and take that powerful first step. And I see that so many new people have joined us while we were meditating. So before I go through the comments, I want to let anyone know who is new and is wondering, is this all, or like, is this live over, or is there anything more left? So I want to let you know that this meditation is just the start. We covered just one aspect of this live, and there is a lot more left. So soon we are going to tap into some fun and wisdom. So stay tuned. We are going to do that just in a few minutes. And in case you joined late towards the end of the meditation and you would like to go back, because we are, doing a meditation based on the quote that you see when you open your Insight Timer app. So if you want to, go through that meditation, then I want to let you know that all these lives in this Wheel of Wisdom series have been recorded, including this one. And I am releasing these meditations because we do one meditation in each life. So I'm releasing each meditation from, all of these lives, which are over 100 meditations so far on Insight Timer as a free track. So it is available for every single one of you. So, if you want to check out this meditation or if you want to get notified when this meditation comes out, and if you're new to me, I invite you guys to follow me so that you get notified when this one comes out. And if you like the guidance, if you were with me during the meditation, you can feel free to share your experience. And if you like it and if you would like to explore more of my meditations, simply go to my profile and I have created a whole playlist for you known as Wheel of Wisdom, Pick a Meditation. So basically, that playlist involves all the meditations that have been released from this series. And apart from it, also have over like 50 plus free tracks on Insight Timer and some premium ones. So feel free to explore and see which one do you need right now and go through that. Okay, so now let's go through the comments. Comments from beautiful, amazing people here. Hi, Zainab. It's so nice to see you after so long. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me. I am so, so very happy to see you here, really. Zainab says, I just joined. Hope you're well. Yes, I am, and I hope that you are doing well, Zainab. Um, and I guess you are just in time for the readings. Okay, you are better. That's nice to hear. And I hope that you keep on getting better and better in every way. Yes, you are excited, so am I. Okay, guys. So, hmm, so let me show you guys the Wheel of Wisdom. So this is our Wheel of Wisdom, and this wheel contains the name of 31 books right now. 31 transformational books that I have came across in my own journey of healing, of personal growth. And what we do now that we are more centered and our vibrations are more raised, we are going to tap into that higher wisdom and how that higher wisdom is going to reach us. One way is through this wheel. So this wheel is randomly going to choose a book for us to do a reading from. And as I spin this wheel, simply imagine that whatever you believe in, it can be universe, God, spirit, divine, source, consciousness, angels, spirit guides, ancestors, basically whatever you believe in and whatever you are open to. So, know that energy is going to deliver the right book for you. That is going to deliver the right message or the right reading for you. Right meaning what you need at this moment of your life. Okay. So, for that, I would like you guys to set some intentions. So, we have a direction. So, I invite you guys before we spin the wheel to take a moment and think, is there anything specific regarding which you would like some guidance? It can be a specific issue in your life, a specific area of your life, so let that thing come to your mind, whatever you need guidance on. Or if you don't have anything, simply mm, set an intention that may I receive some guidance for today. And once you have done that, once you have thought of something, let me know in the comments by typing ready or by pressing the heart somewhere here so that we can spin the wheel. Emilia says, by the way, hi Emilia, welcome. Emilia says, thanks to my dog, I was able to do today's meditation in the park, which was extra lovely. I love that. Yeah, being in nature, is just another level when we are going deeper and we are having that real groundedness when you are really sitting on the ground, on the very ground through which, that seed is becomes a whole big tree. It is just amazing. the best way to plant those seeds, to plant those intention and let them bear fruits in your life. Thank you, Amelia, for sharing that. I'm so happy for you. And I can feel that calm resonating from you. Emilia says, "Good morning, good people, Caitlin, Lisa, and everyone." Thank you, Emilia, for greeting everyone. I am glad that you guys are now, so familiar with each other. You have, I really feel like it is more of community. I love that. And good morning. Okay. Chinyere is ready. Or if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, you can correct me. Caitlin is also open to receive, and we have had some hearts. So I'm assuming that you guys have thought of something regarding which you would like some guidance. Okay, I'm pronouncing your name right. Okay, wonderful. Thank you. So, whatever it is, hold that at the forefront of your mind as we spin the wheel. Okay, so let me share with you the book that came for all of us, which is Mindful Discipline. And this book is kind of about or for so let me read the subtitle and you will get the idea. So the subtitle of this book, Mindful Discipline, is a loving approach to setting limits and raising an emotionally intelligent child. And this book has been written by Shauna Shapiro and Chris White. So I basically read and included this book in this wheel because, it's not just, even if you don't have a child of your own or someone that but still, there is like this little version of us, that inner child that people talk about in spirituality. And we need to learn how to reparent ourselves, how to be with ourselves in a different way, how to, raise that little child so that it becomes emotionally intelligent in a way. So I use this, think of it as, reparenting yourself and raising your little one within yourself. So if you don't have a child, think of it in this way, whatever is going to come through from this book. So, hmm. Give me a second to open the book and then we will play a game. Okay. Until then, you guys can take some deep breaths. Just use this moment to pause. Okay. So, my dear ones, in a moment from now, I am going to ask you guys to choose a number between certain numbers. Okay. And I don't want you guys to rush at all. Instead, take your time and see which number is coming up for you and mention that number in the comments. When why I say no rush is because those who are new here, I do not choose like the top number. Instead, I go through all your numbers and choose a number that I am feeling called to. So, in this way, we get to tap into that collective wisdom, your intuition and mine, so that a message comes up that is relevant for all of us, at this moment in our life, whatever each of us are going through. Okay. So, with that said, I invite you guys to choose a number between 27 to 60. Here you go. There are more numbers in this book, but I felt like, yeah, it should be in between these numbers. So yeah, sometimes there are more numbers in the book, but I go with certain limit or something. Mm. Thank you, Brenda. And I'm glad that, you stayed and you are liking this space, I hope. Thank you, Chinyere. Thank you, Zainab. Thank you, dear Amelia. Thank you, Deb. Um, Okay. So I am assuming that these are the numbers that wanted to come through. Cat says, hello, I'm tuning in late. Love. 42. Okay, thank you, Kat, for sharing your number. And it's never too late. I believe that you are at the right time and you were meant to be here because you got in your number as well. We were just starting with the first reading. So welcome. Thank you, Adam. Okay, so we have some numbers, and anyone else who would like to share a number? Okay, then let's go with the numbers that you guys have shared. So let's see, which number am I feeling called to amongst these? Today the numbers are like closer to each other. Okay, so I have chosen a number, and before I share that, another reminder is that whoever number I choose, it doesn't matter so much. It sometimes aligns with that person more. But since you are here in this space at this time, then it means that you are meant to receive that message that is going to come through. So be open, okay? Be open to whatever message comes through because it is for all of us. So the number that I am feeling called to is 51, and the number has been chosen by Adam for all of us. Thank you, Adam. You chose it just in time. I guess the last number in. Okay, so let's see what wants to come through page number 51. Adam is happy. And it seems like it runs to page number 52 as well. And I think someone chose 52 too. Oh, Zainab. Yeah, Zainab chose 52. So it seems like Adam and Zainab numbers, uh, you know, are closer and the information is also on both pages. So yeah. So thank you both of you. So the subtitle of this is Zainab is happy. Okay, so the heading of this is The Judge. The author says the judge is a layer of the developing psyche that helps us behave independently of our parents and authority figures. It is largely composed of the ideas, beliefs, and judgments handed down by adults about what is good and bad, right and wrong. We study and memorize our parents' values and rules because we need to be on their good side. to get our basic needs met. But the judge also gathers rules to live by. So it gathers some rules to live by simply from the child exploring his world and learning what works and what does not, what is dangerous and what is safe. The judge can be thought of as a rule book in the mind, and its ultimate goal is to keep us safe. So remember when you are getting too critical, remember two things when you're getting very self critical, when you are judging yourself very harshly. That the first thing is that whatever your mind is telling you has been acquired from somewhere, it is not your own. That brings some amount of freedom sometimes, that it is not my own belief, my own rule, my own thought, my own values. It is something that I acquired. And just like how I picked up, just like I put it in my backpack, I can also take it out and throw it away if it is not mine. Second thing that is to keep in mind is that the ultimate goal of that critic, of that part of you that has taken the role of being critical, of being judgmental, of being harsh to you, is that this part of you has a good intention. This part of you wants to keep you safe. And the strategy that it uses is to berate you, to judge you, to criticize you in doing the things that it thinks is right, again, based on what you have learned in the past. And it wants to stop you from doing the things that it thinks are dangerous for you, that it thinks would lead to rejection, that it thinks would lead to risk, all of those different things. So it's it's this part's way, you know, with good intentions, but um, not a very better strategy. So it is its own way, in its own way, it tries to protect you to keep you safe. So when that part is getting active and you're really frustrated by it, or you are really um like you have had enough of that judgmental part, then it might help you to remember that it is trying to do its best to protect you, to keep you safe. It likes you, even if it might not seem that way based on what it is saying to you, but it likes you. It even loves you, and that's why it cares about you. It wants to protect you. And it just don't know some other way to do that. It just learned, that part of you just learned that strategy from somewhere, and now, that's all it uses. And it thinks that there is no other way to help you, to keep you safe. So, uh, so maybe, it might help you to remember that when that part overpowers you. Okay. Now, next part, what comes up on page number 52. Before that, I will drink some water. Uh, so when I do things like this, when I touch my mic, when I drop this cover on my mug, my mind says, or that part of me, that judgmental part of me says, "What are you doing?" Because it wants me to look good in front of you, maybe, Uh, so its intentions are positive. It wants my best, but its way is not so good sometimes. So it that voice, uh, you know, healing is not about getting rid of that part. That's what I'm trying to say. That even I have that voice inside of me, but it's important to see beneath, that judgment, that it is, you know, it likes me, or it cares about me. Care might be a better word. uh Not so contradictory, but yeah, it cares about me and it wants the best for me. So it helps you to face that part. And that's what healing is about. It's not about getting rid of these things, but it's about being able to do what you want to do, being able to move forward towards what matters most to you, despite these voices, despite that judgmental part, despite that critical part, despite all of these different parts. Okay. So, moving on to the next part of this. Michael says, love that. I'm glad, Michael, that this resonated with you. And I really hope that you and everyone remembers it when that voice starts, coming up on you. Um, okay. So moving on to the next reading in this on page number 52. Under this only, there are two aspects of the judge that makes it a less, sorry, that make it a less than wise and compassionate guide to respectful and responsible behavior. The first is that this internal rule book does not carry true wisdom, but is rather a reflection of what has worked in the past. Applying old strategies that worked at home with mom and dad may not be what the current life situation calls for. In this way, the judge is more historical and reactive rather than present focused and responsive. The second aspect of the judge that can be problematic is its tendency to treat us with harshness and intimidation rather than kindness and encouragement. Although it is trying to protect us and keep us safe, the way it does so can create internal feelings of shame, guilt, and fear. The judge often plays the role of the righteous ruler in our head, reprimanding us when we go off course. The judge is not all bad. So, we talked about the problematic aspects of it, including that whatever beliefs that you hold, whatever rules that you have for life, what is right, what is wrong, what is dangerous, what is safe, what is good, what is bad, you have all these rules inside of you. Is that these rules, this rule book is not actual wisdom. It's basically what you have learned from others and what you have observed as a child. So there are like different ways in which we learn as a child. One way is that someone tells us something, other way is like, we observe someone do something, so there are different ways. So in whatever way you learn something, doing whatever strategy, applying whatever strategy either your parents applied on you, your caregivers applied on you, or you tried on yourself and that worked at that time, so you adopt that strategy, you learn that, and then right now in your life as an adult, you are still using the strategies that you learned as a child, that you tried as a child, and you are continuing with that. And the thing is that sometimes, or at least, and actually in most cases, those strategies, you were a child, you were developing brain, you were developing reasoning, cognition, and all of those things. Your brain did not work as amazingly as it does now, as an adult. So the strategies that come out of that time are childish in a way sometimes, or that you learn from your parents, actually they learn from their parents or someone else, so there's the cycle going on. So these strategies are also not their own, but what I'm trying to say is that these are learned, these are not real wisdom, but what worked for you in the past, and the strategies that are childish sometimes, or that worked for you as a child, may not work for you right now in your life with your current situation, whatever you are dealing with. And you need to update your strategies in a way that they work for you right now, that they are helpful for you in this, with your situation, rather than following the previous ones and reacting to a situation using those strategies. So instead, learn to respond differently, to respond in a way that is helpful, to respond in a way that is productive for you right now. And that is the shift that happens when you go on this healing journey, when you go on this personal growth journey, and all of that. That you shift from reacting from your old patterns, your old strategies, to learning new ones and try and learning to apply them, not in one day, but over time. Okay. Um, there are a lot of resources that are coming in my mind, and I'm just going to quickly share them in case anyone, needed a little guidance on that. Okay. So, um, let me see. Yeah. So, the first thing is that if you need help in terms of learning, what is it? What are all the things that you've learned from past, as a child? What are all the beliefs and rules that you have stored in your subconscious? So, if you want some help to shine the light on all those beliefs, because they are usually hidden away, um, because they are sometimes associated with things that your mind did not want to leak into the conscious because it might be too painful for you. And sometimes it's just hidden away because it was stored in, as you were a child, and you did not have a fully developed brain at that time. So whatever the case, if you would like to first become aware of what is it that you believe about yourself, believe about other people, believe about the world, believe about you reaching your goals and all of that, and from where did you learn all these things? So if you want to, dive deeper into that, then I have this course for you, which is Master Your Mindset by Identifying Your Limiting Beliefs. So in this, I have shared all the techniques that I know of to help reveal those beliefs, reveal those unhelpful beliefs that you hold within your subconscious mind. So if you are interested, you can save this course. And then the next resource that I have for you is, let me show you. I don't think it is here. Yeah, give me a second. I will go back to the reading just in a moment. I just feel like, if I have a resource, I want to share it um because if you need it, and you don't know that this guidance or the support is available anywhere, then it feels more alone when you're going on this journey. And I know it, when you go on this kind of a journey, it feels like lonely sometimes. So I want to be there for you guys at that moment, in these all these different ways. That's why I create all these resources. So yeah, the other way is that if you want to learn a different way of responding and you're like, okay, how to respond differently, um, it might vary depending on your situation, but I do have certain techniques that might help you to first deal with the emotional impact of the situation, because that's what happened first. When you are in a situation, you had certain thoughts and that makes you feel a certain way. And when you feel a certain way, then you go on to that back pattern, that old pattern, or you would use those usual things of distraction, of numbing yourself, of isolating yourself, of all those different things. Okay. So I have, okay. So when you go to my profile, okay, in the home page, on the home page, when you scroll all the way down, you will see a playlist here which says self-soothing techniques for difficult emotions. So in this, I have included a lot of techniques that will help you, that will help you feel less alone when you are feeling emotionally overwhelmed or low, to help you feel regulated, to try something new, to behave in a different manner. Because sometimes, first, we need to, instead of bypassing our emotions, we need to be with them and to help our body regulate, to release the excess energy that we don't need. Because usually we don't need that in our modern world. We do not have to run from a tiger. We do not have to, fight someone, right? So we need to release all that energy that is building up inside us. So these techniques might help you in doing that. Okay. And the final resource that I have before I continue and also go and read the comments, um, is this. Yeah. So if you want to develop that skill where you become aware Aware that that belief that I uncovered is acting up right now, that I am having this thought that is not good, that I am in an emotional state and I need to regulate. So before you do any of all those different things or anything else that you have learned, you need to be aware. You need to be mindful of what is happening. So, if you want to develop that skill of mindfulness, of awareness in the moment when you are in the situation, then I have this course for you, which is the Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Mindfulness Meditation. It is not just for beginners, it is for anyone who is, looking to deepen their practice of mindfulness, whether it is in the meditation room or outside of it, like when you're doing your daily things, when you are in the difficult situation. Okay. So in that case, you can, check out this course. So you develop that skill, because that is what we base upon all the other techniques that you learn. So yeah, you can save this if you're interested. Um MS or Miss says, "Hi, I'm new to this app, lol." Welcome, MS or Miss. I am happy to have you in this space, and I hope that you get something out of it. And this app is amazing. It has been like very impactful in my own life and in the life of many others that I know. So I hope that you enjoy Insight Timer, because I had used it as a user for a lot of years, and then I shifted to become a teacher, when I like completed my own education, my post graduation in psychology and all. Then I got registered here as a teacher. But as a user, it's amazing. As a teacher, also, it is. But yeah, I hope that it gives you whatever it is that you need. Okay. So going back to the reading, completing it. Yeah. So let's wrap with this small paragraph to remind you that the judge or the critic, or whatever you call it, is not all bad. Thank you, Amelia. You're so sweet. Yeah, so the author continues, the judge is not all bad. It does help us evaluate situations based on past knowledge. So again, the past is not all bad. It help us, it help us navigate in this world. But it's important, so it's not about that this is bad or this is good, or there's nothing objective about it. It's more about, what is helpful for you and what is not. That is what you need to, base your decision on, that whether do I want to continue with this or not, because whether it is helpful for you or not. It's not that, this person says this is good or this is not. So don't, it's not about like it's not an objective thing, it's more of a subjective thing. um Yeah, I think I feel complete, like rather than going on deeper. So I feel like, yeah, that's all that wanted to come through from this page. So I hope that you guys receive something from this reading that we just did. And and by far we are going to do another reading. But till now, if you guys have enjoyed this live, if you gained anything of value, and if you would like to support me to make a contribution so that I can keep showing up, keep holding the space, keep, creating more free resources so that it is accessible for every single person you know, that needs some, uh, that feeling of, that I'm not alone, or some guidance that they need, or some support that they need. So if you would like to make a contribution to help me create more resources for everyone, then you can do so. I would really appreciate that. And if you can't, then that's okay as well. Um, MS says that yes, seems like a nice app so far. Thank you. Yeah, it is. Okay, guys. So now let's move on to the next reading. Hmm. And in case, if anything is coming up for you, or if you resonate with the reading, then you can share that in the comments, and especially I think the people that whose number I chose. I would love to hear if it is resonating with you, Adam and Zainab. And if you don't feel like sharing, that is also okay. There is no pressure, but just an invitation that if something is coming up for you, a reflection, or if it resonated with you, you can share in the comments, because I believe that the wisdom is do not only come through me or through these books, but it's just a space where it comes, where it is always there, but we are more open to it. So, and it can come through the comments. So feel free to share away. Okay. Let's see. We have some comments. Zainab says, I was talking to my sister about this yesterday morning. I am glad that, it resonated with you and you had a similar experience in alignment with this. And I hope that um, it delivered you something to move forward, to use this in some way in your life, Zainab. Lisa says, I just missed the last hour. I had a phone call from my sister. A lot of calls getting coming and coming back and forth from sisters today. Yeah, I had to talk with her. It has been a while since I have. Then Lisa, I guess it was great that you got an off yesterday, so you were able to attend today's live, and this live you used to reconnect with your sister. Yeah, I am glad that you get to have that connection with her, since you mentioned that it has been a while. I hope that it was a good conversation with her. Zainab says thanks. You're welcome. Kat says, this has been such a great reminder to have self-compassion and patience with ourselves. Exactly, thank you for using that word, Kat, reminder, because that's what it is. I do not believe that I am telling you these books or anything, in fact, tells you anything that you don't know. It's more about, you know all of these different things. And sometimes you feel it, when something resonates really, really deeply within you, because you know that is the truth. And all these different books, quotes, whatever you hear, it's just a reminder to that truth that you already know. And sometimes that reminder can be really helpful when you need it, when you need that reminder in terms of whatever is going on in your life. So that's why I do this, so that you receive that reminder, you receive that piece of information that you need at this moment in your life. And I trust the intuition, my intuition, your intuition, to help me find that right message. Okay, so it's time to go for another round. Kat says I definitely needed it, so thank you so much. I am happy to hear that you got what you needed. Okay, so my dear ones, let's see. Let's spin the wheel again and choose a different book. Okay. So again, bring to your mind anything that you need guidance on as we spin the wheel. Okay. Hmm. Emilia, did you manifested it today again? So why I'm saying that is because in the last live also this book came up, which is How to Eat by Thich Nhat Hanh. And there are 31 books on this wheel. Uh, And last time Amelia said that I'm feeling like something from Thich Nhat Hanh will come, and it came in the last live. And today also, the same book came up. So let's see. It seems like it hasn't finished, imparting wisdom to all of us. So let's see what wants to come through today from this book, How to Eat. Again, as I open the book, just take this moment to pause. Instead of finding something else to do, just take a moment to pause. So give me a second to choose some numbers and then we can play the game. So again, I invite you guys to take your time and choose a number between 12 to 122. No need to rush. Take your time. Okay. Thank you, Lisa. I was, yeah, I'm glad that you took your time. You all are taking your time, but I just wondered, did my net got cut off? Because it was like quite peaceful. Thank you, Deb. Julia, thank you. I love it. You guys are actually getting in touch with your intuition. Because as I started this, I didn't really trusted my intuition so well. And now I really, really do. And nothing changed. The thing that changed was just I practiced, or maybe not practiced, but just, connected with it more, reached out to it more. And, I did it in these lives. So now the connection has grown stronger. It was always stronger, but the connection has gotten stronger. So that's why I invite you always to do that, to pick a number, uh, connect with your intuition. So when you need it, it's there. That connection is there. And that is why I put all the meditations in that playlist I told you about. Because in that also, I invite you to close your eyes, scroll through it, and just stop at a place that you feel like, yeah, this is what I need, and listen to that meditation. So it is fun as well as it is a way to connect with your intuition. So thank you everyone for sharing the numbers. And now that we have some numbers, let's go through them and choose a number that I'm feeling called to. Okay. Thank you, Kat. Anyone else who wants to share a number? Yeah. Thank you, MS or Miss. Okay. So seems like everyone who wanted to share have shared a number. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so I have chosen a number, and again, before I share that, whatever reading is going to come through, whatever message is going to come through, that page number is going to be for all of us. Okay, so, hmm. So, with that said, the number that I'm feeling called to is 20, and the number has been chosen by MS or Miss for all of us. Thank you, dear. Okay, just enter the number right on time. Today I'm feeling called to the last numbers, I just noticed. Okay, so what is on page number 20? A kind of obvious one, but okay. Maybe someone needs this reminder. Hmm. Or maybe you can use this practice. So you can use this as a challenge for today. Okay, to cultivate. Mindfulness or whatever it is that you are looking to cultivate. Christina says, "Hi, all, loving to be here." Thank you, Christina, for dropping in a message and sharing that you are enjoying the space. I appreciate it. Okay, so the heading for this is turning off the TV. Okay, the author says, sometimes people eat while watching TV, but even if you turn off the TV in your mind continues to run. It seems like it really resonated with Katrina. Again, sometimes people eat while watching TV, but even if you turn off the TV is in your mind, which continues to run. So you have to also stop the TV in your head. If there is thinking still going on in your mind, you will be dispersed. To be truly present, you need to not just turn off the television or radio or phone, in our cases, in your house. You need to turn off the conversation and images in your head. Now, one thing I want to add is, of course, turning off the TV, we get it clear, it is a clear action, or turning off the mobile and then eating. But the other thing that the author mentioned, turning off the TV in your mind, all the conversations and the images in your mind. So I want to remind here because it is like an isolated paragraph. So I want to, add something here, which is the author here is not asking you to stop thinking, okay? Meaning to um want your mind to be empty, okay? Uh, so mindfulness is not about blocking something and allowing something else. It's not about that. It's about observing what is happening. In this case, a thought that if you're eating, a thought comes up in your head, or you think about something that, okay, work, I have this project, I will do this, I will ask this person to do this, I have to send this email, what will I write in this email? Okay, I will start in this email like this, I will ask ChatGPT to do this. Okay, so the cycle goes on. So what we can do here is that once you start that thought and once you catch yourself in that thought process, again, this happens when you develop that skill of mindfulness, to become aware of what is happening. So, once you catches yourself thinking, then simply bring your attention back to the task, which in this case is eating. So, bring your focus to the color of your vegetable, the texture of your um in our diet we eat a chapati or a roti or a naan, some of you might know. So yeah, so like the texture of it or whatever it is that you're eating. In fact, I was like just before this live, I was talking to my mom and I mentioned to her that, you know, my food, so I was eating like what is known as pulao, which is basically boiled rice with vegetables like peas and carrots and something. I don't know what we call it in English. But yeah, I was eating something like that. And what happens is, um, like everyone in my family eats it with a spoon, okay? Eats rice with a spoon. But my father, he eats it with his fingers, okay? Which is okay in India. It is not unhygienic. We wash our hands. But and I imitated him, and I also started eating with my hands, the pulao, vegetable pulao or vegetable rice, let's call it that. So the thing I noticed when I ate with my hands is that it becomes more tasty. I don't know the reason or anything, but it is just so tasty when I eat it with my hands, and I feel it, like I feel the rice in between my fingers. And it's just amazing. I am in touch with the food that I'm consuming. It feels like, that feeling when you touch the soil or when you touch a plant, that kind of feeling comes when I touch the rice and when I eat it, like this. And like and I'm more aware in that process actually. With the spoon, like the spoon is touching the rice, I'm not aware, I'm just touching a metal spoon. But when I touch my food, that texture, that feeling is something different. And it makes it so tasty. And also it is very good for our digestion. I am not very aware of all the scientific reasons why, but I know it is. You can search for it. You have the resources. So, what I'm trying to say is that this incident came up from me telling you that when you have a thought, you observe it. When you have that mental television on, which is playing all these stories and movies in your head, you observe it, that it is on, that TV is on. Okay. So, next time you can even say it when you are trying to practice it. Okay. When you're trying to practice mindful eating, you observe the thought and you say to yourself, my mind TV, my mental TV is on. And you bring your focus back to the color, the texture of the food, when you eat it, the saliva that is forming, the movement of your teeth, and it's a very rich experience, with a very simple thing. So I would really recommend you trying it, and it can become your own practice, of doing this. And it doesn't have to be eating the whole meal without the TV. Again, I do not believe in taking big leaps, but you can just start with one bite, just eating one bite mindfully. And maybe even if it not from your hands, if it is too wild for you, but with a spoon also, just eating it mindfully, just one bite. Okay. And there are so many benefits of mindful eating. It also helps with, weight loss. It also helps with like, um, because we do not, when we are in touch, when we are aware of what we are eating, we talked about this very thing actually in the last live also. Then our brain gets the signal while we are eating. The signal is not delayed, which it is when we are watching a TV, when we are watching, our phones and everything. But when we are only focused on our food, the signal is not delayed and we do not overeat because we got the signal when we are 80% full that, yeah, I am full now. So, and it's not that, so you do not even have to restrict yourself. You will only eat that much that your body needs when you are aware of the food that you are taking in. Okay. Yeah, a lot of things came up from that reading for me. Okay, so there are some comments and I will go through them now. Christina says, I am using my TV as an escape. I find it very difficult to stay away from crime shows as is the only thing that helps to escape. I want to stop, but then I can't relax. What can I do to calm myself down? Maybe it takes time. Okay. So I want to focus on that line that you shared, that I want to stop, but I can't, but then I can't relax. It's kind of like, it reminded me of when we are trying to fall asleep and we are like, I really, really want to go to sleep and I'm not able to go to sleep. And tomorrow is an important day, I have all this work. And if I will not sleep, I will feel tired. I will not be able to do my best. Then I will not be able to give a good presentation and I will then not get promoted, you know? So that so the more that we try to sleep and the more we focus on the fact that we are not able to fall asleep, we get our muscles get more tighter, which are which they usually are not when we are sleeping. So, or when we are going into that drowsy state, they are more relaxed, right? So, what I say is that our focus is not to stop the thoughts. Our focus is not to get calm, and our focus is not to force something. That is not here right now. Our intention should be to be with whatever is here, to meet whatever is here. And, I, it would take a lot of time to talk about it, Christina, but if you would like, if you would like to explore this personally with me, feel free to reach out. I would be happy to guide you through that. Okay. And if anyone else also is going through something and if would like to, have a talk with me or yeah, work with me more personally, you guys can reach out to me by going to the about section of my profile. Okay. Uh Here. So you guys can go to my profile, which is Anisha Maheshwari, and you guys can go to the about section towards the end. And when you scroll down, you will see here. So if you would like to, talk to me one on one, then you will find something here. Okay. Um, and no need to be sorry. Thank you for asking that question. Um, yes, Christina says, yes, I am forcing because it is important. Because I can feel that other people might also be relating to this. And using TV as an escape is very much familiar with me as well, when I am feeling like very emotionally overwhelmed and I do not feel like doing the work, or I feel like, no, it is too much for me right now to do any work and I just want to escape, then I go to TV. And I also love crime shows. I think I've watched a lot of, crime TV series. Mostly because I like, predicting what will happen next and who is the one who is the culprit. I'm not so good in real life, but I am spot on when it comes to, crime shows. In fact, I'm recently watching what is it? I think it's okay to name the shows, right? Yeah. So the show that I'm currently watching is Veronica Mars. And the next one is Will Trent. I have like shows lined up that I watch, and I love watching crime shows for some reason. Like, those interesting TV shows, like intellectual TV shows, or like solving something and these kind of things. Even if it is in terms of medical field, like I watched Doctor House. Um, uh, yes, I like watching these kind of things. So, Christina, I relate to you. um, okay. So, what was your question again? I forgot. Yeah. So it's like, so it's okay if that's what you need for a certain period of time, just escape, like for maybe for 1 hour you want to just escape, you do not want to deal with it, it's okay. You can do that, just take things lightly, do not force anything on yourself. It's not about just it's not about what is the word, um it's not about allowing yourself to be lazy, for the lack of better word, self-indulgent, but it's about just giving yourself some flexibility and the space that it's okay if I do this right now. I want to do the work, but right now I'm like, no, I don't feel that much, so it's okay, do that and then do the work as well. Apply the things, dive deeper, process the emotions, that's okay. So so it will come, just modify it a little at a time. Okay, I see some bias. So let me read the comment by Zainab before, I read the other comments. Zainab says, Anisha, I have to hop off as I have an online course that starts in a couple of minutes. Thank you. It was good to be here. Thank you, Zainab, for joining in. I so loved having you today. And I hope to see you in the next sessions as well. And I hope that you have an amazing, learning time in that online course. um, okay. Bye bye. Take care, Zainab. Okay, so let's return back to the other comments. Cat says, that's interesting. I find when I eat with my hands, I eat much slower. Okay. Yeah, so it is so there, thank you, Kat, for sharing that experience with me, So that experience is going to be, different for everyone. For me, I find that I'm a very slow eater when I'm eating with the TV. And when I am eating mindfully, I finish my food very fast. So, okay, so another thing. So if it is a point that is stopping you from doing mindful eating, then I or trying mindful eating, then I want to let you know everyone's experience is going to be different. For me, is because that I'm not no more like my bite is no more hung in the air as I'm watching the TV. So I eat faster compared to when I'm watching the TV. And it doesn't mean that I have to eat slow, so I can eat at my normal pace. It's just that I am my awareness is focused on that very thing, of eating, of the taste. My awareness is focused on the taste, on the texture, on the every roll of my tongue and the dance between my teeth. So it's just I'm aware of that. It doesn't mean that mindfulness or any of these things is going to slow you down in terms of completing the task. And you can slow down if you want to really, really take your time to experience that. So I wanted to put for both things forward, that everyone is going to have a different experience with the same practice. And you can do it either way. You can eat faster and still be mindful, or you can allow it to slow you down and just soak it in, soak that experience fully in. So yeah, that cat, thank you for sharing that. That's why, I ask you guys to share things, because it helps others, it clarifies things. Deb says, any hint of how to stop at 80% full? Two words, be mindful. You will feel that, fullness within your stomach. You will feel that, yeah, I am getting full, and I have a little bit in within me. And, I can either choose to eat or I can leave it empty. Because I think I read something that being just, we should just eat. Um, uh, like when we eat, when we stop eating when we are 80% full, it is good for us. I've read that. I do not remember the sources or anything. Okay, so do your own research. But yeah, you become aware of it. Uh, MS or Miss says, I deal with a lot. I deal with that a lot lately. Outing so much pressure on putting so much pressure on myself to sleep, which keeps me awake longer. Yeah, exactly. I can relate so very much with that. I have a lot of difficulty sleeping, even if I'm not having any thoughts, just to feel that drowsiness. So take whatever support you need. And another thing, if if thoughts are the one that is keeping you awake, then change your goal from falling asleep to just resting. So that feeling of relief that you feel after you have walked for whole day maybe, and then you finally sit down. So just allow yourself that, yeah, this is the moment when just giving my body some rest. And and all my organs do not have to work so much. So it is just a time for my body to receive rest rather than to force me to fall asleep. So just change that intention, change your focus, just let go of that pressure and focus it more on, just I'm here to rest. If sleeps come, good. If it doesn't, no worries. Because either way, you cannot force sleep. So, yeah, so maybe that might help. You can try that. It does help me sometimes. And sometimes when I'm not feeling drowsy at all, then I take support of some very good music on Insight Timer. um, yeah, I think I recently came across like another fellow teacher, which is Fatima. I do not know how to pronounce her surname. Uh, okay. Yeah, and then there is another one, I think healing vibrations, something. So there are a lot of good things. And then there are some practices that you can do, Yoga Nidra and all of that. Yeah, Deb mentions that. Yeah, Yoga Nidra helps me to sleep lately. Exactly. So just try different things and take away the pressure to sleep and just use it to relax or rest. maybe not even relax. Sometimes relax is also putting some pressure. Just rest. Okay, MSC. Thank you, Anisha. I'm glad that you liked that it was useful. Okay, let's see. I'm just checking so I don't miss out on anyone's comment, because I so appreciate you guys taking your time to share your reflections with me. Um, Cat says it's a good thing for me personally because I tend to eat too fast, lol. Yeah, so that practice gives you whatever it is that you need. And again, there is no right or wrong. That's what happens. And every time you do the same practice, it might not be the same experience for you as well. So as I said, different people have different experiences with the same practice, and you at different times are going to have a different experience. So do not put any expectations or force any result or any outcome of a practice. Just let it reveal, whatever wants to come through in this moment. Um, Christina says, such good questions and advice. Thank you, Annie. Yeah, Christina has given me a nickname and I like it. Such good questions. Exactly. Just ask away. Lisa says sleep stories on Insight Timer are very helpful too. Yeah, they are. I, in fact, finished listening to all the sleep stories that I could find from one teacher. I really loved her stories. Okay. She is on Insight Timer as well. Her name is Jacqueline Watson, if you want to check out. Um, I think she mostly writes stories for kids, but I like listening to kids' stories when I sleep. So everyone has their different, um, uh, preference. So I'm just sharing what works for me. MSAs will check it out. Yeah, a lot of amazing stuff here on the app. Okay, let's see. Lisa says, I'm already asleep before the end of the story. Yeah, so that is also one thing. Sometimes if you are like into like I really want to complete the story, then you might be awake until the end. But I find like it relaxes me even if I stay awake until the end. So if you are that kind of a person, you might like stories that are more of less adventurous. Just explore and see what works. Christina says, Lisa, where did you find the sleep stories? Yeah, Lisa, share with me as well. I will check them out as well. Hmm. Okay, Cat has mentioned, a resource. Thank you, Cat, for sharing that. It rhymed. Okay. Uh yeah, so I'm not I just wanted to share that here that I don't think so if you have a resource outside of Insight Timer, the comment might disappear because it is not allowed to share external resources. So if it does happen for you, so that's why I just wanted to you know um share it here. Okay. In case it happens so you are not confused, Lisa says. Okay. Cat says, oops, gotcha. Sorry. That's okay. I just wanted to mention that. It didn't disappear. Your comment didn't disappear. I don't know why, but yeah, it happens usually. So that's why I shared. Lisa says, I have listened to several of them. Okay. Then Lisa, maybe no, I don't have any. Okay, forget it. Yeah. Um so now let me watch the time. Oh, it's a lot of time today. We have been online for 1 hour, 40 minutes. Okay, guys. So, as we reach the end of this live, I do have certain resources to share with you that I have created for you all. And I will like really quickly share them with you. Okay, so earlier I used to like give a tour of my profile, but I thought it might consume a lot of time. So, I'm very briefly going to share like the resources just to the point. And and why I do so is because if you're going through something, so I just would really appreciate if you stayed for 5 more minutes and, listen to what all I have to offer and see if there is anything that would help you right now with whatever it is that you are going through or whatever it is that you want to cultivate more of in your life. Okay. So, um, so where you can find the resources, you can go to my profile, okay, which is Anisha Maheshwari. And then on the home page, you can scroll all the way down. Okay. At the bottom, firstly, you will see like a group here, which is Wonderful Beings. So, this is my little community on Insight Timer. And if you guys would like a summary of whatever I have read in this live, then I would invite you guys to join this group because once my live end within 5 or 10 minutes, I share a summary of that live, including the type of meditation that we did, the name of the books and the readings itself. Okay. So I do so because I don't want you guys to miss out on anything in case you miss a live or something. Okay. And I also update if a new track is getting released because, as I said, we have recorded over 100 meditations and I'm releasing them one by one. So one meditation comes out every Wednesday. Yeah, so whenever a new track comes out, I mention that in the group. Or if I have to cancel a live because of certain reasons that are not in my control, then I mention that in the group. So it is my way to stay connected and, to keep you updated. So I would love to have you in the community. And if not, then you can simply follow me and you will get notified about all those things. Okay. Then just above my group, in the home page only, you will see four playlists. Okay. So I have arranged all of my tracks in the form of these four playlists. The final one I already told you about, which is Wheel of Wisdom, Pick a Meditation. So basically, in this, I have included all the meditations from this Wheel of Wisdom series. And it already includes 36 meditations and all of them are free. Okay. So it is accessible to anyone. You can even share them with your friends, outside this app or within this app, whatever, whatever you feel, whatever, wherever they are. And you can open this and close your eyes and just scroll through. Okay. And wherever your finger stops, just play that meditation. So this I made it like a game so that you develop a connection with your intuition as well. Okay. So this has a variety of tracks, not only like one theme. So you can check this out, and every new track that gets released, every new meditation that gets released gets added into this playlist, and everything like every meditation gets released on Wednesday. Okay. Then at the top you see a playlist that I already mentioned, which is self-soothing techniques. It basically involves healthy coping strategies from to help you regulate your emotions when you're feeling overwhelmed. Okay, so you can try these and see which particular technique really resonates with you or you find it most helpful. And then below it, you will find this playlist which says for negative thoughts and limiting beliefs. So I recently started this series, and in this, I'm adding like, mini tracks of like 3 minutes or 4 minutes. So the tracks I have added so far are like, there is something wrong with you. I'm not good enough. I'm too broken to heal. What if I make the wrong decisions? So basically, all the negative thoughts that you have and all the limiting beliefs that you hold. So I basically, I created them so you feel less alone when they are overpowering your mind and you feel more reassured. And by the end of that track, you feel more hopeful because there is going to be a shift in your mind. Oh, it seems like Christina and Kat loved that playlist of Wheel of Wisdom. Christina says, loved it. I love it. Kat says, I love the idea of picking a meditation randomly from the wheel. I am glad that resonated with you. So earlier I used to do it with the recordings of these lives. So I have a recording of all these episodes and I ask people to just close your eyes and scroll through and just choose an episode that you feel, you resonate with. And now I have started doing this with meditations as well. So I hope that, yeah, as Christina says, the universe guides and provides. I love that. Oh, I love that so much. That is so beautiful. Miss says nice. Okay. So going back. So after this is the final playlist, which is 21-day mindfulness meditation challenge. So I already mentioned a course related to mindfulness, but if you do not have the premium, then you can check out this playlist and it has all the free tracks, okay? And this will help you develop a practice of mindfulness, and it is spread like over different days, and it usually increases, the meditations increases in length with each, day. So yeah, you can check it out if you're looking for cultivating mindfulness. Okay. Christina says you are a busy child. Me busy? Oh, I have so much free time. uh Yeah, but I have created a lot of resources or everything that I find that everything mostly that I needed, I created for you guys because I was like, yeah, I needed that. So someone else might need that. So I hope that that helps you, that resources, that whatever I create helps you at that moment when you need it. Okay, so that is all. I'm on the home page. Oh, thank you, miss. Oh, you are too sweet as well. Okay, then moving on, jumping on to this section. Okay, I'm just mentioning the main things. So this is the courses section. Next, in what I'm saying. Yeah, so there's a courses section near your homepage, and it includes all of my courses. Okay, so I have like around 7 courses. I already mentioned, I think, two of them, and the other ones I'm going to very quickly display here. So in case you need, in case that is what you need, you can check out that course. And if you don't have a premium, you can even just go for a trial version of the premium. Okay. So there is this course. This is my most popular course so far, with over like around 4,000 students that are going to enroll very soon. It is going to touch 4,000. Yeah, so this course basically help you learn about all the unhelpful ways of thinking that usually makes your life miserable. And these are not just some random ways, these are based on some therapeutic approaches. They actually name some categories of thinking. So I mentioned them what they are, and I have mentioned specific strategies to overcome that type of thinking. Okay. So you can save it, and then the next course is this one. So, after identifying a particular thought pattern or identifying the limiting belief that we talked about, if you need strategies to overcome them, you know, because the strategy is the same for both the beliefs and the thoughts, but the beliefs are like more deeply rooted. So, sometimes we need help of some other person to help us shift that belief. And if you need more help, you can reach out to me, and you can I also offer like something personal. So again, you can go to the about section and find more about it. Okay. um Christina says, do you recommend an order to do it? Yeah, okay. So you can go with the thinking errors course that I mentioned first, then you can go to, let's say, limiting beliefs course, and then you can go to that this course that I have displayed just now, which is transform your negative thoughts and master healthy thinking. So it will help you overcome both your thoughts and beliefs. So first you identify them, and then you can use the techniques to overcome them. Okay. um you're welcome, Christina. Michael says, what is the message behind you? um what is the message behind me? um I'm not sure that's what you're asking, but what came up for me is, and what I really believe is, in whatever you are seeking, everything is here. Everything is in the here and now within you. Oh, okay, on the wall. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. Yeah. So the message behind me is okay, I think you cannot read it. It is inverted, right? Life is about moments. Don't wait for them, create them. So, with that, I'm going to, it is a perfect segue to my next course, which actually goes into that kind of mindset. And the name of the course is How to Stop Chasing and Start Living. So, stop chasing after big achievements, big things, to happen, to be happy, to be joyful, to be peaceful, but how to start living right now, how to shift from doing to being. So it is my very mini course and it is like a 3-day course. So it basically shifts your mindset and help you reflect, help you come to this realization based on your life, reflecting on your life. Okay. And then the next course, if you want to actually experience what I just mentioned, the message behind me, which I thought. So if you want to experience what you are seeking, like that peace, that joy, that feeling of awe and wonder and beauty in your life right now, then you can try this course. In this, I have included all the different techniques so that you can, really get in touch with everything that is available right now, which we ignore and run after, run on that hamster wheel towards some distant future. Okay. So if you want to experience it, you can try this course. That how is it available right now? Brenda says, thank you so much. Gotta prepare for yoga in 10 minutes. I hope that you have a very refreshing session, Brenda, of yoga. Thank you for joining in and staying till the end. And Brenda, if you know after the yoga or later on, if you would like to explore, you can always find all the resources that I'm mentioning on my page. And if you do not find anything that resonates with you, or if you would like to work personally, you can always reach out. You can always go to this about section and you will find all the other resources here. Okay. And I will see you in the next session. Let me put the session here so that anyone who wants to leave can join that session later on. I would love to have you in that session as well. Um, okay, there are some comments. Yeah, Kat says I like both of those messages. Thank you, Kat. I'm glad they resonated. And Michael says, love that, priceless. I am glad that, you liked it. Um, Brenda says, so insightful, love the class. Thank you, Brenda, for joining us. And yeah, I see it more as a space than a class because I'm not teaching you something. I'm just, we are just letting the wisdom arise. But yeah, anyways, thank you. It was lovely having you, Brenda. Okay, Brenda will join us in the next live. Looking forward to it. Okay. So, anyone else who wants to join our next live, feel free to RSVP this, here so you don't forget or you get notified, when it begins so you don't miss out. Okay, so let me not mention the other courses and just mention the names. If you are interested, you can again go to that courses section that I showed you. So I think only one course is left actually. Yeah, let me mention then. So, the final course that I have for you guys is this one. So, if you would like to learn how to feel your feelings, basically, whatever you have heard, if you are in this healing journey, you have heard that phrase feel your feelings, sit with your feelings. What else we say? Process your feelings, process your emotions. So, if you want to learn that, and if you want to stop resisting or stay in denial, if you are stuck in a difficult situation and actually move forward after processing those feelings, then you can check out this particular course, which is a therapist's guide to accepting life's difficult situation. Because apart from being a mindfulness meditation teacher, I am also a psychologist. I have a background in psychology and Thank you, dear cat, for that beautiful donation. I am glad that something from this live really resonated with you. Thank you so much for making that contribution. And this kind gesture of yours is going to help me to create more resources and to create more spaces, where the people who need it most feel seen, feel heard, feel safe, and feel supported. So thank you for allowing me to do so. Kat says, thank you so much. This was so helpful, and this group was lovely. Yeah, isn't it? It is. Everyone here is just so, I don't know, amazing, wonderful. That's why I call my community wonderful beings. Because you guys are so full of wonder, even if you can't see it. Okay, so, hmm, let me see. Anything is left? Yeah, I think that's it. And if you joined this live, if you don't know me, then just a little bit about me. I am an aligned life coach. Basically, I help women to live in alignment with what matters most to them. So if you're a woman who is feeling stuck, who is feeling emotionally overwhelmed, or who is feeling dissatisfied with their current life, and if you would like to create a life that is deeply fulfilling and true to who you are, not some external definition of success, but true to who you are, and if you would like my help in doing so, because I basically, um, work on like three different things, which is first, help you gain clarity of what is it that you really want beneath everything that society has told you. Just dig deeper and find your deeper why, find that deepest desire, find what matters most to you, and then release any resistance to it, any inner resistance that is stopping you, that is holding you back from moving towards what matters most. And finally, I help you take steps towards it. Daily steps, not big leaps, but daily steps, because those are the ones that are consistent. Those are the ones that help you move forward. So, yeah, if you are interested in that, or if you would like to, dive in, know more about it, or if you would like to know more about my journey or what I do and all of those different things, again, you can go to my profile. Okay, here, go to the About section. Here, you can read about me and my background, everything. And if you would like a deeper dive into my journey, if you want to work personally, or if you want to access more, free resources, you can check here. Here you will find more of the other stuff that I offer. So I guess that's it for this live. Thank you so much to each and every one of you who tuned in. I had such a lovely conversation, such a blast today, spending time with each and every one of you. It was such a lovely interaction. I'm just feeling so energized and so happy from the inside. So thank you for your presence, for all the lovely hearts, that flowed in. They helped me keep on speaking. They tells me that something is resonating. And thank you for all the comments, and also to those who couldn't comment and simply observed. I'm glad that you chose to spend your time with me. I bow down to the divine within you all. Namaste. And I will see you in the live day after tomorrow. So till then, take care and bye bye. Kat says, thank you, Anisha. Take care. Thank you, Kat. And thank you, Cats, especially for the support. It really means a lot, because I like, apart from the donation, I also appreciate that energy of love and abundance that you're sending my way. And I see it like a drop in the, pond, and it creates ripples and it touches so many other people. So yeah, thank you for the support. Christina says, thank you so much, and thank you to all here. I agree with Jim Cat. Huh. Thank you, Christina, for being here. It's always lovely to have you. And I'm glad that you guys are getting to know each other. Miss says, thank you. You're welcome, Miss. Rachel says, thank you. Thank you, Rachel. It's so nice to see you here. And I'm sending you so much love. And I'm sending so much love and healing and peace and whatever else that you need to every single one of you. Bye bye. Take care.